morning, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Stanley Maposa here. Leadership lessons. Leadership lessons come through. And listen, like, subscribe, broadcast, share, tell your friends to tell your friends so that their friends will tell their friends and their friends will tell their friends. Share this broadcast in all your groups, Stokvel groups, church groups, youth groups, family groups, whatever groups are there. Share, and tell people that there is a leadership lesson. Today I'm talking about young people, youth. Last month, June, was a youth month, and in July now, there is something that is called International Youth Skills Day. And it talks about how young people should be skilled and how young people should take their positions in government, in civil society, in family setups, in churches, everywhere. And they must develop skills that will help them to be employed, skills that will help them to be better citizens of the future and the now, skills that will transform society. Because young people are not only the future leaders, they are the current leaders. And I speak about young people because in my PhD, I studied youth participation, and that's my area of expertise. And I would like to see young people take their spaces, and young people developed, young people taking leadership spaces. And that's something that we'll be talking about a lot in these leadership lessons when we talk to young people. And we also talk with young people, because it's sometimes not it's about them, it's about with them. And we'll invite some young people and talk to them about leadership issues and leadership lessons. And already during the month of June, we had organized a 14 days discussion which was done by young people. And I was so inspired about the talks that they brought forward during that period. So let me first of all start here. Define what's a young person, because there is contention between the word youth and a young person. Young people are no longer interested in the word youth because they think the word youth means a passing stage, and therefore, because it's a passing stage, people are not taking them seriously. They want now to be called young people rather than youth. I don't know what you say. You can comment what you say. Do you think youth is a bad name and young people is a better name? I don't know. But what exactly is the age that is called youth? In some countries they say 15 to 24. In others they say 15 to 35. Others say 15 to about 20, somewhere there. Some say 18 to 35. There are various groups that people call young people or youth in different countries. But here in South Africa, youth is 18 to 35, and that creates a little bit of some problem, because the person that is at the lower end at 18 versus the other one that is at the higher end at 35 may not be thinking the same way, may not be having similar opportunities, may not be having similar experiences, may not be having similar perspectives. You can also find that the person who's at the higher end at 35 years may be having a child who's 18, or maybe having a child who's 15. So in other words, the father or the mother and the child are all youth. And is that the best scenario? I don't know. There is also a word that we use in South Africa that we call youth endala. Youth endala, the old youth. Those 35 and above, and some that are even 70, that still think they are youth inside. They call themselves youth at heart. I'm not sure whether there's something called youth at heart. You can talk to me about that. Maybe there is, because in the Bible Moses was 8 years old. Is it Moses? Joshua was 8 years old, and he says, I feel like I'm 40. I feel like, I still have the energy. Give me another mountain. Give me another mountain. And even Moses himself, at 8 years, he started a ministry. He liberated the people at 8 years. So he was still youthful in himself. He was still energetic. I don't know. I'm asking these questions to you as young people. You need to indulge me there. And when we talk about youth, we have also different sectors of youth, or different kinds of youth. We have youth that are at school. Those youth that are at school have challenges at school, challenges that are around that environment of school, challenges of payment of school fees. Maybe your parents are not working, maybe your parents are not responsible, maybe your parents died. There is a challenge around fees. There's challenge around school itself, your abilities in school, you are passing or you are failing, teachers' expectations, your own expectations, career expectations. All those are challenges of the school. It's the school system addressing the needs of the youth. And then there's another youth that's called youth out of school. Those youth out of school maybe are youth that have left school because they have graduated, and some of them have left at matric, some of them have left after university, some of them have left because they have dropped out. Why they drop out, there are many reasons. Fees, as we have already said, maybe they were not able to cope with school demands, maybe they were staying far away from school. There are a lot of challenges around youth that is out of school. Maybe this youth that is out of school is looking for employment opportunities, and employment opportunities are not available because you are not skilled, because you don't have the experience, because what you studied is not in line with what you want to do. There are a lot of challenges around this youth out of school, and sometimes some of this youth out of school, because they have so much time in their hands, you find that a large number of them then resort to drugs, resort to alcohol, resort to early debate of sex, early pregnancy, impregnation and impregnated. All those are the issues that are bedeviling the youth that is out of school. I'm not saying those that are out in school are not affected, but I'm saying maybe they spend much of their time in school reading, and they do some of these things during the weekends or after school. But these ones that are out of school have more time. They have more time to be doing these things from morning until sunset. So those are some of the challenges. There's also youth that is male and youth that is female. So youth that is male has challenges of being male. The society requires young people that are male to behave a different way from their female counterparts. Maybe they'll get married. They're thinking about getting married. How am I going to be married? I'm not working. How am I going to be married? I don't have an income. How will I pay lobola? How will I raise my children? So these are the challenges that are running through youth that are male. On the other side, there are youth that are female. There are challenges that are associated with youth that are female around, who is going to marry me, where am I going to work, am I going to be harassed when I go to work sexually? Because most of the males are in positions, they earn more than women, and women, when they come into the space of employment, there's so much abuse, so much sexual harassment. Sleep with me before I give you a job. Sleep with me before I give you a promotion. Sleep with me before I give you an opportunity. These are some of the issues that young girls are facing out there. Girls also face challenges of pets, as well as the sanitary issues, those that come from poor communities. And you've found them, we've read from stories, some of them use some stuff that is unhygienic because they, on a monthly basis, they go through these periods. And how is society addressing that? Versus condoms. Why are condoms free when sanitary pads are not free? Sanitary pads are not a choice. They are a natural human development stage. But condoms are a choice. Sex is a choice. A choice. So why is government making condoms free and not making sanitary pads free? So which one is more important here? Which one is more important here? I'm asking you a question that we need to discuss and be able to say, okay, how do we lobby and advocate to our government on those particular issues. So those are the things that we look at. There's also some young people that have emerged over the years that are called the LGBT community. It's a community of young people and old people, obviously, that have created their own community. How do we address those? How do we welcome those? How do we embrace those? How do we have them in our society and in our community and work with them? And how do they also accommodate others who are different from them, who see things differently from them? How do we balance their rights versus the rights of others? Which rights are more important than the other rights? So those are the questions that we need to be asking as young people as we enter, this discussion that I'm gonna be pushing as we go on in this leadership lessons with Dr. Stanley. So we need to be addressing young people. As a church, as a government, as civil society, as families, we need to be addressing young people. We need to be talking to young people. We need also to be allowing young people to be talking themselves. There's enough of conferences of youth with adults talking. Enough of that. You are talking in an adult conference, you are also talking again in the youth conference. You are preaching in the youth conference, you are preaching again in the adult conference. Why? Is it a youth conference or is it your conference? Why are we not giving young people an opportunity to co-create certain things? Why are we not having young people participate in decision-making processes, not as beneficiaries? Many people say, oh, we have included youth because they have given them things, but they have not involved them in ensuring that those things are given to others. In the thinking process of the giving things, the youth are not there. They are just beneficiaries that will receive the things. They'll receive projects, but they don't know where the projects were made. Who made the projects? Who thought about the projects? Who decided to build a youth center? Why? And who is that person? Is it a youth or an adult? And why are they building this youth center? I know why they are building the youth center, because they are treating youth as a problem. And therefore they are saying, we will build a youth center so that we address their problem of drugs, their problem of teenage pregnancy, their problem of sitting in the street corners. So the approach is problem-centeredness. They are not thinking about the youth as a potential. I want to talk to you as a leader and a young person that youth are beyond being a problem. They are a potential. So we need to be potential-minded when we are talking to youth. When we are developing youth, we need to be potential-minded. What can this young person do? They may be smoking nyaope now. They may be drinking alcohol now. They may be dirty now. But what is their potential that we can develop so that we move them using their potential out of their problem into a responsible citizen of South Africa? So we always think about their problem. What is the problem? Youth has a problem. 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 Let us change and now say youth has a potential. Youth has a potential. Youth has a potential in church. Youth has a potential in government. Youth has a potential in civil society. Youth has a potential in your private company. And you work with them from their potential. And when we do that, we'll begin to change the narrative. We'll begin to change the status quo. And we'll begin to lead the youth and influence them properly and influence them positively to the place where we want them to go. I want to talk to you as a youth. You are not a problem. You have the potential. And think about what you can do. Think about the skills that you have. Even if it's soccer, even if it's painting, it's a skill. Even if it's drawing, even if it's music, even if it's building, it's a skill. It's a skill. It's a very, very important skill. Develop it and make something out of it. You may not always wait for government to give you a job. You may not always wait for anyone else externally to help you. But that skill that you have is your unique skill that you can develop. And as adults, let's start to develop the skills. There are many training programs that we can engage in as a church, as organizations, as government, and begin to look at the skills of young people and grow the skills of young people. And the other skill of young people that they have is the skill to lead. Let's bring young people to the leadership space. There are so many young people that have a potential to lead. The ones that I'm speaking to today can lead and will lead this society and drive it to a better future. Thank you very much. Share, like, and comment. Thank you.